Hello Labradoodle puppy lovers. Our video today is a litter update for these Australian Labradoodle puppies from the celebration litter. And these puppies are 4 weeks old today. Hi, I'm Claire from Van Isle Labradoodles. And in today's video, we are going to talk about changing toys for puppies, problem solving with puppies, and we're going to focus on alone time and exercise time for your Australian Labradoodle puppy. Now you can see your puppies are far more active. We didn't change the pee pads in the front here, so you can see that they have graduated to learn that we move farther away from where we sleep to go to the bathroom. And so we just wanted to show that as a good demonstration for you on how much progress just in 1 week these puppies have made with learning that. And this is, of course, the first step in house training your puppy. You want them to learn not to pee where they live and to pee farther away. So that's step one for that process. And the other thing that we've done is we've changed the toys somewhat. So we do have some of the same toys here that we had in week 1, but we've also moved on to having some that are more designed for teething. It's time to start soothing these teething pains. So we have lots of different textures. We've moved so that we have more rope so that there's a little bit more required, a little bit more jaw strength required in order to get that teething satisfaction. And then you'll see Mr. Big Monkey is here. Now we started off with the small teddy bear, and then once that was comfortable, we moved to the big fellow to make sure that we didn't overwhelm the puppies. As I've said multiple times, it's really important when you are exposing your puppy to something new that your Labradoodle is comfortable with that new exposure. You don't want to rush it. You don't want to overload them, and so that they're like, oh no, I don't like this. That's not what you want. Now, how will you know until you try? You don't. So all you can do is try from a very safe distance. If it's something new, say that's a sound, you make it a lower sound. If it's something new to experience, you're farther away from it. If it's something like Mr. Monkey, you come in and you introduce this new thing at the same time. You don't just throw it in with your puppy and walk away. You make sure that you're there, ow, 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 so that they have the security and comfort of knowing that you're there to look after them while this new strange thing is being introduced. Now, if I had put Mr. Monkey in here and everybody ran away and they were all, whoa, I would take him out, because then it would be obviously too soon for him to be joining this group. But when I brought him in, they were just like they are right now. Yellow color here had a little growl at first, which was very cute, but he wasn't at all scared. He was just talking to Mr. Monkey. Yes, you were communicating, weren't you? So now this is another thing. Learning to hear your dog and understanding their voice is really key. Now puppies make noise all the time. You may during this video hear our other litter. I think they've probably all gone outside now. But you may hear them, hello, Mr. Silver's making sure we know he's here. If you hear them crying, it's important to know that that crying is not distress. They're not upset. They're not amping themselves up into a state of frenzy. All they're doing is saying, oh, how come you're over there making a video with them? Why don't you come over here and play with me? And it's really important to learn how to distinguish those different communications. So when you first take your puppy home and you go to have, say, a shower, your puppy's going to cry unless they're sleeping when you have a shower and don't realize you've left their sight, because they're scared. They're like, oh my goodness, where did this brand new person I've just met disappear to? They don't know what a shower is. They have no idea you're going to return. So that's the time when it's perfectly fine to leave them in the bathroom with a toy, talk to them while you're having your shower, but you don't have to be alarmed and think, oh my goodness, I can't shower. Of course not. You go ahead about your normal business. And then when you come out, the key is to not make a big fuss. You just say, oh, hey, hi, here I am, and there you are. So you can hear Yellow talking quite a bit right now. Yellow is in a stage where he likes to have lots of communication, but I can tell from his body language, you see his tail's going, his posture's relaxed, he's totally fine. He just is hoping to maybe get my attention and be the one that's singled out and gets picked up and gets a little bit of extra attention like he is right now. And he'll reward me with a sweet little kiss. Thank you, Mr. Yellow. I love you too. But you don't want to cater to that. So every time your puppy asks for attention, you don't want to give it to them. Now, I'm not saying you let them cry it out, because that's definitely not what you want to do. But you do want to be able to understand the communication between your puppy and you, so that you understand what it is they're asking for. And if they're constantly pestering you for attention, be it by crying or pawing at you, you don't always want to be rewarding that, because then you're going to get a puppy who's constantly after you for attention. Now, Ripple, my dog, she does that to everyone who comes to visit. She knows she can't get away with it with me, but when someone comes to visit, she figures, oh good, look it, I'm cute, I'm going to keep pawing you, and if you don't pay attention when I'm pawing you, I'm going to put my paws up on your shoulder and get right in your face. Now that is just Ripple saying, hey, pick me, I'm the star here. Ripple does enjoy being the center of attention. Now Peanut, on the other hand, she'll come up and very gently paw, but she's more apt to give you a little sideways, what I call the Princess Diana look, where she bats her eyelashes and gives you her big brown eyes and goes, oh, poor me, shouldn't you pet me? So every dog, just like every person, has a personality. And it's really key that you spend lots of time observing your puppy and getting to know them, because that's what they're doing with you. So they get to learn you, your body language, your facial expressions, your tone of voice, and you need to do the same with them, although they don't have so much of, they do have a tone of voice, but it's not words that we're going to use here with our dogs because they don't speak. It is going to be tone and body language, and you really want to be aware of your dog's facial expressions as well. Now, for those of you who are lucky enough to be on this sold out litter list, we will be sending with you a little infographic that has different body postures and facial expressions to help you learn that. And there's all sorts of resources you can find to read more about reading a dog's body language. It's really key to understanding your dog. And you, once you have that relationship with your dog, you don't need to speak to them usually. You can have them respond to you the way you want, just with a look or perhaps with a very simple hand motion. So here we have somebody making very good friends with Mr. Monkey here. Ouch, Red Collar, you're hurting my toes. They have teeth now, by the way, so that's why we have these chewing toys, but my toes are always the most fun thing. So this is what is a successful social relationship. We've put something in here that's new, and the puppy has responded by adopting it, embracing it, and loving it, and learning how to use that new item as to provide comfort for them. It's a great pillow. Labradoodles love to have pillows for their heads. So that's a really good example of that type of thing. Now, one thing you can do while you're preparing for your puppy is start looking at yourself in the mirror more. I know that sounds strange, but what you want to do is look at your facial expression. What is your neutral expression like? Some of us have a more upturned mouth, some of us have a more downturned mouth. So if you have a more kind of natural expression, try working on this being your more natural expression. The other thing is when you smile, smiling like this is great. Smiling like this is a little bit scary for puppies because showing teeth in dog language is a sign of aggression. So smiling with your mouth closed is always good. Opening your eyes wide, relaxing your body, and the most important shape for your body is an S shape. So dogs don't tend to stare at each other because that too is a sign of aggression. So when you've got your puppy, I'm going to hold Blue Collar just because they're not big enough yet to be on my level. And we look at each other and we talk about good eye contact. But as your puppy gets older, this is how you want to be. You kind of want to do a little S. You want to look off over their shoulder, come back and say, oh, Blue Collar, I love you, sweetie. What a good puppy. What a good puppy. That shows Blue that I'm not in the least bit aggressive. I'm not challenging him. I'm just wanting to be friends. And that's just great. Now, they say that you should never hug your puppy. Some puppies don't enjoy it. And generally speaking, it's better not to wrap your arms around them totally. This is a good way to hug them. You've got them supported. You can hold them with one hand. You can do this for quite a long time. And you'll see that by disabling their 4 feet, they aren't able to get purchase on anything and make traction and fling out of your arms. It's also very comforting for them because they feel entirely supported. And then you can bring them up close to you like this. You can snuggle on the side like this, as opposed to doing something a little more forward where you're touching your nose. I touch their noses all the time. Or you wrap them like this. You have to wait and see what each individual puppy is like. I can tell you that these guys are all pretty good at being hugged. It isn't an issue for them. They just need to feel that security of being held like this. It's a bit like holding a football. And if you're like us, you're watching NFL football right now, getting ready for the Super Bowl. So this is a great analogy and a great way. Watch that football game and see how they hold on to those footballs. Tuck them under their arms for support. And then when you put the puppy down, make sure that they've got all 4 of their feet on the ground here. No, Mister, you're in the way, buddy, Red here. So their feet are all back on the ground and that they are fully balanced before you remove your hand, because you don't want to plop them down and have them fall over and then have them associate that last memory of being held and touched by you with something that was a little bit uncomfortable or scary. So those are kind of the basic things that you're looking for in puppy body language. So alone time to start off with. When you take your puppy home, you don't want to be leaving them alone at all other than when you're having your shower, for at least the first 5 days to a week. You need that time for them to be able to learn to trust you, get used to being in a different environment, learning a new home, a new schedule, a new way of doing things, new people. So you want to give them lots and lots of time to settle in and get that foundation built with your dog. Lots and lots of ways to develop the trust and the bond that you need to have with them. They need to be able to believe in you before you can start to leave them alone. Now the other thing is exercise for your puppy. Now lots of times people think, oh yeah, we got to take our puppy out 2-3 times a day for half an hour, give them a really good walk so that they're going to be tired, and that's what puppies need. That's actually not right. Puppies' joints are still forming. Their bones are not touching yet. They're not touching when you take them home. Those bones are continuing to grow, develop, and form for the entire first 6 months of your dog's life, right the way actually up until they're 2 is when their full skeletal development is complete. But the first 6 months are really critical. So in that 6 months, it's really important that your puppy do not do stairs. If you have stairs in your home other than 1 or 2, if you happen to have a split level, then you want to block those stairways off. If your puppy is going up and down the stairs, first of all, they're not that coordinated yet and they're prone to injury and falling down the stairs. But more importantly, you're putting too much stress on their joints, and that's what's going to cause hip dysplasia to possibly develop, or other hip patella issues. All sorts of things can come as a result of repetitive movement as a puppy. And the same holds true for when you're taking your puppy out for a walk. What you want to do with a puppy for the first 6 months is go for multiple short walks. Vary the pace, and it's really important to know when you first start on your walk Your puppy is not going to walk well on the leash. They're not going to come and stand beside you, walk right beside you, sit when you stop. All those things that you see from very well-trained dogs. We got a little Sieva. We got a little Sieva. Are you scared? Okay. Well, we just focus on you for a minute. There we go. I love you. What a good boy. What you want to do is take your puppy out the backyard, if you don't have a backyard, then in your condo, and do a good vigorous 10, 15 minutes of fun exercise in the house. Play hide and seek, run up and down the halls, throw a ball, change it up so your puppy is not always on, say, a slippery surface or repeatedly chasing the ball. Do the ball a couple of times, then get up and do something different. Then put them onto their harness and leash, and you'll get a little bit more cooperation for not zigging and zagging everywhere around. So the puppies will do this. So what do you do about that? Well, ideally, you let them zig and zag around. Puppies, all dogs, live through their noses. This is for them like watching a fabulous movie. They get so much out of it. They learn everything through their noses. Let them bebop around and sniff and explore. And I always say on your way out of the walk, let them do pretty much as what they want, as is reasonable and safe, of course. And then on the way back, that's when you can spend a maximum of 8 minutes, preferably only 5 minutes, asking them to be a little bit closer to you on a little bit shorter of a leash. 15 minutes of sniffing is equivalent to 45 minutes of physical exercise in terms of tiring a dog out. 15 minutes of sniffing, however, is an incredibly major improvement over just walking in terms of fulfillment for your puppy mentally. This is how your puppy's going to go, oh, okay. That's how they relax. Everybody wants a calm puppy. Everybody says, oh, nobody's ever said, oh, I'd really like a hyper puppy, ever. And pretty much everyone says, oh, we really want a puppy who's calm and quiet and relaxed. That's great. That's up to you. You need to provide the environment that allows your puppy to be calm, quiet, and relaxed. And by doing that, you don't have a bored puppy. And by not having a bored puppy, you give them exposure to what entertains them. And that is different things to sniff and smell, along with all the other regular things you're going to be doing. Meeting different people, different dogs, going different places, those types of things, going for car rides. Those all count towards providing your puppy with a fulfilled life. Then when your puppy gets a little bit older, you're going to want to let them to be able to have some freedom to make some choices about some things in their lives. You don't want to control everything in their lives all the time. That makes for a very anxious puppy, because they need to have some confidence in themselves as well as confidence in you. But that's a later development. That's not something you need to worry about for the first few months of when you first take your puppy home. So exercise, short, and often exercises, including sniffing. That is an exercise. Now, if it's pouring rain, if you live on Vancouver Island or the Lower Mainland or anywhere where it's wet, or it's snowing if you live in a colder climate, and you really just can't go out for those 15 minutes comfortably, then that's great. Your puppy starter kit comes with a snuffle mat that's terrific for providing lots of mental stimulation, and that will fulfill their need to be exercised. You can also get puzzles online and all sorts of different things to stimulate their brains with. Playing hide and seek is tons of fun for puppies. The other thing is, when you have toys, remember not to just throw the toys like you see them right now on the floor. You have to get down on the floor and play with your puppy. That's what they want you to do. They don't want you to go out and have a bazillion dollars worth of toys that you just chuck at them and then leave them. They want you. They want to interact with you. They want you to get this toy and tug on it with them. If it's a squeaky one, they want you to squeak it with them. They want you down on the floor with them. Now, one last thing, what is this thing here for? Well, this is a bit of an obstacle for the puppies. This is their first one. We have a whole series of equipment that provides the puppies with challenges, and it requires them to problem solve. So what we'll do is we'll put this here, and we'll put, for instance, their food on the other side, and they have to figure out how to negotiate their way around it. We do have a puppy in this litter that is hopefully going to be a service dog, and one of the key components for service dogs is excellent problem solving skill. So we are doing a few extra things at a little bit earlier time in order to see which puppy is showing us that they have those outstanding problem solving skills. Now they have teeth. They're on a regular diet now of full raw food. I'm just going to get Reddle to pass that to me. They have eaten already, so they may not eat anything now. It's pretty mushy. It's not beautiful looking. It's mixed with goat cheese still. Puppy, 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 puppy. Now this is how we teach the puppies to learn to come, is we puppy, 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 and right there is their food. Now you see they're still figuring out that puppy, puppy, puppy means there's something to eat. Oh, ruff, ruff, yes. Hello, Purple, are you having a ruff, ruff? And there's somebody behind me here, Red. Red is having a nap. They're all actually quite full. Cayenne was in just before we started the video. They were all nursing, so probably nobody's going to eat, but their purple collar is going to give you a little demonstration of them eating. So right now they have free access to this. We don't take it away from them, but as they get older, we will pick it up and not leave it down. So now let's just finish up by doing a quick recap on the puppies' weights. And just when Reddle gets back over, just take a look over here at, I think that is maybe Mitt. I'm not sure who that is, having a very nice pillow there on the little donut ring toy. So I'm not kidding when I say Labradoodles love to rest their heads. So I'm not going to pick them all up today. You've seen everybody. Mint Color Boy is 1.73 kilograms, and he is our largest puppy. Blue is 1.22 kilograms, and he is our smallest. Silver is 1.53. Pink is 1.44. Yellow is 1.48. Red is 1.54. And purple is 1.37. And you see, even a brick provides a wonderful resting place for our head. You would think that isn't particularly comfortable, but Red seems to think that that is quite a good place. The bricks are here, as I explained before, to hold the pee pads in place. And as they get older, you'll see their incredible acrobatic skills as they stand on the bricks and poop on the bricks. It's quite a talent. I told you, Australian Labradoodles are clever. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Our puppy family visit is coming up. I'm so excited for all of you to meet the puppies. It's going to be a great afternoon. The puppies are going to love it just as much as you are. If you enjoy our video and the content, we would really appreciate it if you took a moment to comment on our videos. That is the most helpful thing for us, and we do appreciate those of you who are doing that on a regular basis. Thank you so much. If you don't have time to comment, just a quick thumbs up will really help as well. And we hope you subscribe, and if you're on this litter list, please follow the other playlists. There's always something new to be learned about you and your new Australian Labradoodle puppy. Thanks so much for watching. That's a lot of noise.